Hi, I am Said Khalil Kazmi, a software engineer and a full stack web developer. In this video, I am going to teach you how to make a mobile application using pure HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. We are going to build a game application, the Tic-Tac-Toe game. What do you know about the Tic-Tac-Toe game? Write in the comments below. Let me show you a demo of what we exactly are going to make.
This is the application we are going to build. Here you have a menu with animation. You can set the player names, for example Bob and John. Start. Now I'm one person playing instead of two persons, so now it is John's turn, Bob's turn, John's turn, Bob's turn, Bob's turn, and Bob's turn. So if you click on the menu button, here you have the canvas. There is something very interesting about the canvas. If I keep clicking on start, it increases the speed of the ball. And if I click on stop, it decreases the speed of the ball until it stops. I did not intentionally program it to behave like this. So it is your homework to find out why it behaves like this and what part of the code causes this behavior. Write your answer in the comments. Your answer will help junior developers. And then there are some links like YouTube, website, GitHub, and the about page with some pictures and demos. I'm very excited that we are doing this together. I do my best to teach you the best practices, the best programming skills, the best JavaScript code, the best HTML script and CSS styles. Hopefully you learn a lot in this course and enjoy watching and following the video.
We are going to use Android Studio as our IDE or code editor. If you don't know how to install and set up Android Studio, you can watch the installation guide. The link is in the description. After you have installed Android Studio and you are ready, make sure to come back because I am waiting for you here and we cannot do it without you. And now let us jump to the code.
Open Android Studio, click on search and type Android, and here Android Studio, click open. Click on new project. The template is phone and tablet. Click on basic views activity. Click on next. Some very important things that you should be careful about. First, your project name. So give your project name a very good name so that in the future you don't regret. Once it is published on Google Play Store, then you cannot change it anymore. If you change it, you have to repeat the entire thing. You have to do everything related to publishing your application from the beginning. So it is a lot of work. The second thing is your domain name. It is important to have a domain name because it is part of your package name and it should be something unique that also gives you a copyright. So your project name and package name should be very clear and also should contain keywords that will help your application to get more installs, to get more users in the future. In our case, we are going to create a game tic-tac-toe game, so you should give it tic-tac-toe game. So this is your package name, com.your domain name. In my case it is akianus.tic-tac-toe game. It is not like you put it akianus.com or your domain name.com. It is kinda the opposite or reverse. And then the save location, the location of your project. You can set it manually, you can change it. When you click on the folder icon, you can change it. Or you can create a new folder. Your project language, Java or Kotlin, the minimum SDK, you can change the SDK. For now it is API level 24 or Android 7. So API levels are basically the version of the Android operating system on users' devices. I prefer to select API level 21 for most of my applications because it still has lots of supporters and the APIs are also not that old. So with API level 21 or Android 5, your app will run on approximately 99.7% of devices. And then build configuration language, Kotlin, it is recommended, but you can change it. Groovy DSL is the older way for handling the settings. So we select Kotlin and click on finish. It takes a while to create the project and download the necessary dependencies and packages. Beautiful. Let's check the project structure. So you have the app folder and the Gradle scripts. Inside the app folder, you have the manifest, the Java or Kotlin, and then you have the res folder. Inside the res folder, open the layout. Here you have activity underscore main.xml. Double click. Here at the right corner, select it only code. Clean all of it except with the first line. Select it relative layout. XML Android schema.android.com/apk/res/android. Android layout with match parent and height. Android layout height also match parent. Inside this relative layout, create a web view component. Web view match parent and also match parent. ID Android ID. Call it web view and close it. Save it. Delete these files because we don't need them. Delete anyway. Don't need the menu. We don't need the navigation. Here the folder name is com.akianos.tic-tac-toe game. So here is my domain name. Probably in your case it is your domain name or just com.example. The project name. Inside that folder, delete also the unnecessary files. Double click on main activity. Here we have some errors. These are from the template, so we don't need them. Remove everything except the onCreate method. We don't need these importers. Typeset content view or .layout .activity underscore main. Then we have to access the web view component in the user interface, which is this component. So web view, find view by ID or .id the web view. So it detects automatically all the IDs that you have inside your XML files. Then web settings, your web view .get settings, web settings set JavaScript enabled true. We enable to run JavaScript inside the web view component. It is like a built-in browser for Android applications. That's why you can use HTML, CSS and JavaScript to create a mobile application. So the web view is kinda a browser. Webview.set web view client. New web view client. Webview.load URL. Here we have to give the URL of or the path of the homepage file. So right click on the app folder, select it new, select it folder and then assets folder. Leave everything as it is, click on finish. Now here we have assets folder. Inside the assets folder, right click, new and new file, call it index.html. Let's also create a few other files that we need for this project. So right click, new file, style.css, right click, new file, scripts.js, right click, new file, share.js for the shared scripts between all the pages. We'll also create an about page, about.html. We'll create a canvas moving ball animation, so canvas.html. Back to main activity.java. This is a string file / Android asset / index.html. it is our home page. I prefer to open this folder in Visual Studio Code because Visual Studio Code by default has many extensions that help you write code faster. You can also install extensions in Android Studio, but for me it is not necessary. It is very easy and simple to install Visual Studio Code on your computer. If you have any problem with installing Visual Studio Code, write in the comments below and I will help you with that. So open your project folder. This is how the root folder looks like. Click on app folder, src folder, main folder. Then here you have the assets. So I open it with code. Yes, I trust. So index.html, use exclamation mark to generate some basic stuff. Tic-tac-toe game. Header. div.menu btn. For now just menu. And here h1 with the class title. tic-tac-toe. Give the header element some classes. For example, flex3 and page hdr, the header of the page, for example. Another div element with the class page. Another div element with the ID notification. And by default we say click start to start the game. Save it. Let us check how it looks like without any CSS, just this part of the application. Click on run in devices. For now there is no device. If you have created any virtual device, you can select it from this drop down menu. Here I have two devices, Pixel 3a API 1134 and Pixel Tablet API 1134. You can also pair devices using Wi-Fi. So select the emulator, click on run. Normally it takes a while to launch the emulator. Although we write code in Visual Studio Code, you can also see the changes in Android Studio because it is the same file. So we kinda don't need main activity.java anymore, and also we don't need the activity underscore main.xml. The default app icon is like that. We made a mistake. There should be 3/, not 2/. Save it, click on run again. and this time we are going to see the new changes. Very nice. Here is the menu, tic-tac-toe. Click start to start the game. You can stop it. So now this application is installed in this device, in the emulator. You can go there, and then here it is. Tic-tac-toe. Click on it. You can open it. Here you have some options that you have on your phone. Click on this. You can close apps that are running in the background. You can do it like this, or you can go back. Very nice. Open style.css. Instead of the word menu, we should use the menu icon, and I prefer to use a SVG element. Save it. You can also open this on your browser, so you don't have to run the application over and over again for every change. You can actually close this. As long as we are working on the HTML, CSS and JavaScript quarters, we don't need to come in Android Studio. So for now, bye bye Android Studio. So click on the menu, close project, close it, and double click on index.html. Very nice. This is how the menu icon looks like. Click F12 and then click on this icon. Then select iPhone SE or any other device. Now iPhone is just an example of a mobile device, a smartphone device. It can be Samsung, you can add anything. Now this is how it looks like on most mobile devices. So on the style, first the body margin 0, padding 0, and also letter spacing 1 pixel. Now the flex 3, display flex, justify content, flex start, align items center. Copy and paste this 2 more times. Flex 1 and flex 2 because we will need them later. Flex 1 is justify content, space around, and flex 2 is justify content center. So we see no changes because we have to link our CSS file to our HTML file. Link element real style sheet and href is style.css. Save it, go back to your browser, refresh. Now this is how it looks like. Border top 15 pixels. Menu BTA. Border left 20 pixels. h1.title. Margin 0 but margin left 15 pixels. padding top and bottom 25 pixels, right and left 15 pixels. Now this is how it looks like. Now the notification, so we use ID CSS selector notification. Border bottom 1 pixel, style dashed, and the color 055, and border top 1 pixel, style dotted, and the same color. Font size 18 pixels, padding 10 pixels, text align center, border radius 5 pixels, background color yellow, color white, if, animation name, notification name. You will create this animation, animation duration 5 seconds, animation iteration count infinite. So let's create this animation. Keyframe identifier note animation. On 0% background 00AD 00. Copy this a few times, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, 420, 440, 60, 80 and 100. To 20. In 20% background red, in 40% this background, on 60% this background, and on 80% just blue. Save it, refresh it. Now it looks much better. Beautiful. Div.players, input type text, name player 1, ID player 1, placeholder player 1 name, value player 1, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, change it to player 2, player 2, player 2 name, and the value player 2. Ctrl X, put this inside another div, name container. It is best practice to keep the keyframes and media queries at the end of or at the bottom of your CSS file. Players input, so the two inputs, width 40%, height 18 pixels, border 1 pixel, solid 008EFF, border radius 3 pixels, padding top and bottom 2 pixels, right and left 5 pixels, and text align center. Dot players input, and when it has focus, outline 2 pixels, the style solid, and the color blue. Then for the name container, display flex, justify content, space between, align items center, and merge the top and bottom 20 pixels, right and left 0, save it, and click. Very nice. Now we have these two inputs for the player names. For example, Bob and John. Farman document, div with the class flex2 and border white 20, and a button with the text start, when the ID is start game, class btn1, .my20, merge the top 20 pixels, merge the bottom 20 pixels. You have .btn for normal button, background, e6, focus shadow 002 pixels, 1 pixels, and gray, padding 3 pixels, top and bottom, and 6 pixels right and left, and border radius 6 pixels. For btn1, width 150 pixels, font size 20 pixels, background green, color white, border 2 pixels, solid, and kinda dark green, 0053 the level, and border radius 5 pixels. Copy and paste for the stop button, ff2f00 5300. The rest is the same. Let us call this game buttons, game btn, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, Because the color is the same, we remove the repeating borders, and btn2 is just this. So now it is also game btn and btn1. Save it and save it. Refresh it. Very nice. Now open another div.game wrapper. We are going to create 3 times 3 boxes. Div.game row, flex2, and div id 101, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, 102, 103. This is, for example, row 1, item 1, item 2, item 3. Copy this and paste 2 more times, because we are going to have 3 rows and 3 columns. And the second row is 200. The third row is 300. You can give the ID whatever you want, but you cannot have duplicate IDs of the same page. So IDs must be unique. Here we have flex2, game row with 100 pixels, and also height 100 pixels, border 1 pixel, solid 0.55, text align center, font size 70 pixels. Save it. Now you see it looks very good. Now the stop button, Ctrl C the start button, and paste it below the game wrapper. Change it to stop. Change the ID to stop game, and button 2. Voila, here we have. Now we are finished about the user interface of the game part. Only the game part is done. So open script.js, and we are going to start from top to bottom. First we have to link this script to this HTML. Script src scripts.js, very nice. Next to the type, create here on input and a function set player name. and we create this function inside this JavaScript file. Function set player name, the ID and the value. Let player 1 name by default empty, player 2 name by default empty. If ID is 1, player 1 name we set it to the value. Else it is player 2, we set it to the value. Let us give a default value for player names. So player 1 and player 2. Save it. And here this is player 1, so it is 1, and give it this dot value. This means this HTML element and it is value on input. When you type, you run this function and it sends its value to this function, and then it changes the variable's content. Copy this, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, change this to 2. On click start, save it, and let us create here a function called start. Const notification element document dot get element by ID notification. Player name 1 element document dot get element by ID player 1, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, player 2, change this to 2. So on start, we set the notification to notification element dot inner HTML enjoy play, and we give the player name element a unique animation that it shows that it is his turn. So one element dot classless dot add, we call it turn, and we have to create a style for this class. Save it, dot turn animation name player turn, animation duration 3 seconds, animation iteration count infinite, and we have to create this animation. Keyframe player turn on 0% outline 4 pixels solid blue. Ctrl C, Ctrl V for 25, 50, 75 and 100. 25, 50, 75, 100, red, green, and FF00, F2, save it, and let us test this part. Voila, enjoy playing, and you see this animation on player 1, because by default the first turn is to the player 1, and then it automatically turns it to player 2, and so on. Create a new variable, turn player 1, by default false, set this here to true, now we have to get all these elements or all these boxes. Call it game boxes. Document dot query selector all dot game row d, and here game boxes dot for each element or for each box box.inner HTML to nothing, and box.add event listener type click, and a function called handle game. Function handle game. First we are going to check if the clicked box is taken or empty, or it is selected or not selected. For that we need to store the elements or the boxes. So boxes if boxes dot includes, you also get the event dot target dot id. If it includes the id, so we store these IDs. If it includes this ID, it means that the box is taken or the box is selected. We change the notification element dot inner HTML the selected box is taken. Else notification element dot inner HTML enjoy play, and you have to push the ID. So boxes dot push event dot target dot ID, and here we have to toggle the turn animation. p1 element dot class list dot toggle turn Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and change the 1 to 2. Now if it is player 1's turn, you are going to give it an X. Turn P1, event.target.innerHTML to a big X. On Windows, use Windows key with dot and you get this pop-up with emojis. And search here for X. You get this X. I'm going to use this one. Else it is not the player's one's turn. So event.target.innerHTML to O. Again Windows key with the dot. We are going to use O. And we have to toggle the turn. Turn player 1 set to negating the turn player 1. And if all these boxes are taken, we stop the game. Boxes.length is 9. We stop the game and we will create a function for this. And here we also have to check the winner. Check who is the winner. The same thing for this turn. Let us test this part. Okay, refresh it. Start the game. Now it is players 1. Click. Now it automatically switches to players 2. That it is his turn. And then you click. If you click again on the same boxes, you should get notification. The selected box is taken. And it is still players 2's turn. And now it switches enjoy playing and player 1. And then if you click again, the selected box is taken. You can do this, do this, do this. And now you see player 1 is the winner, but we have not coded anything to check the winner. So let us check the winner. We create here a function check winner. We pass the player name. Here is the player's 1 name and player 1 boxes. We want to know which boxes are selected by player 1. And event.target.id. You have to create this element. So go on top again. Player 1 boxes, it is by default an empty array. And player 2 boxes, also an empty array by default. You must create this function. Function check winner. The first one is the name. The second one is selected boxes. and the third parameter is the ID. You also have to push the ID to the players array. Dot push dot ID. If selected boxes dot length is greater than 2, because if it is less than 2, if it is 1 or 2, we don't want to check it, because there is no winner when there is only 2 or 4 boxes taken by 2 players. So for every player there must be at least 3 boxes taken to know whether he or she is the winner or not. So the length must be greater than 2. The rule for tic-tac-toe game is that you create a row, doesn't matter, horizontal, vertical or diagonal, which is this way or this way. So we already know which boxes must be selected to win. So we store this in an array. So the first one is 101. So I store the IDs here. 102, 103. So if it is like this, or 201, 202, 203, or 301, 302, 303. So these are the horizontal rows. Now the vertical rows: 101, 201, 301, 102, 202, 302. This must be a separate array. One hundred and three, 203, and 303. 101, 202, 303, and then 103, 202, 301. So there are 8 possible ways to win. Now we have to loop over this array. Win row dot for each row include all by default 0. I will explain this in a minute. Or dot for each. As you see here, we have an array inside this array. This is the parent array and this is the child array. The parent array has 8 items and the child array has only 3 items. And for the item, if selected boxes dot includes the I includes one of these possible options to win. As you know, the selected boxes is just the selected boxes by the player, and we pass it here, and we pass the same thing on this but with different options. Player 2 name, player 2 boxes. Then we increase the include all. Include all, we set it to include all plus 1. And if include all is equals to 3, it means that the player created a row. So these are rows, so 8 rows. Const sound, we play a winning sound. Document dot query selector, winner sound. We don't have this element, but we will add it. Sound dot src, by default to 001 dot mp3. We will also add this file, and sound dot play. We call the play API to play the sound. We set a timeout after this audio is finished playing to play another audio. And it is going to be after 1 second and a half, 1500 milliseconds. So sound.src to 004.mp3, and sound.play, and of course toggle winner, another function, and we pass here the name of the winner. And then we have to stop the game. Control C, go back here, create an audio element with src by default 001.mp3, and class this weather sound and also header. The user does not need to see this. And also we have to add this class hidden display none. Now we don't have those files, and we have to add those files. I will share and publish the source code, all the files and everything on my website. The link is in the description. Refresh it. Let us set the player name, for example Bob and John. Click on start. Let us play. John puts here, Bob here. John blocks the Bob. Now John is the winner. Function toggle winner name, const winner name, document dot query selector, dot winner name. We don't have this pop-up. This toggle winner displays a pop-up, but for now we don't have it inside HTML. Just comment this out. winner pop-up, winner container, div.winner name, and div.bigWin, and with the text winner. Txt big. Now we have to style this. Go to the style.css, .winner pop-up, position fixed, top 50%, left 50%, width 0, height 0, overflow hidden, display flex, flex direction, column, justify content center, align items center, background 0080 0066, dark green with a little bit transparency, and transition we change the width after 2 seconds and change the height, animation on width with 2 seconds duration, and animation on height with 2 seconds duration, top 2 seconds and left 2 seconds. If CSS is a little bit confusing to you, I have a perfect CSS course, the link is also in the description. You learn everything about CSS from very basics to very advanced. All the keyframes, animations, transitions, media queries, and very good stuff. In that course you will master CSS. Banner pop-up.display, width 100%, height 100%, top 0, left 0. And for the weather container, border radius 15 pixels, width 90%, height 80 view width, like 80% of the width of the screen. We give also a background color light green and a background image with the URL 002.png. So this image background size cover, background position center, background repeat, no repeat, display flex, flex direction column, justify content center, align items center, transition width 2 seconds, overflow hidden, color white, and text shadow 3 pixels, 3 pixels, 1 pixel, 33 FA 33. And the winner name, font family cursive, font size 30 pixels, font weight bold, and we have txt big, font size 50 pixels, letter spacing 5 pixels, font weight bold, it is give the container also text align center because it has no width and no height. Let us give the pop-up the display, control save it, refresh. Now it looks like this. Winner, there is no name, let us give it a name, for example Khalil. You will see a very good animation when we toggle this class using JavaScript. All of this will happen at the same time and you will shock how it looks like. Now we are done in HTML. Let us go back to the JavaScript. So toggle winner. So first main pop-up, document dot query selector dot winner pop-up, when name dot inner HTML dot inner HTML set to the name, and when pop dot class list dot toggle display. Save it, remove it for now. Now we are seeing nothing. Set the player name Bob John, start the game, this. You know, the problem is we push the ID to this list as a string, but these are all numbers. So we have to convert the ID to number ID. We don't need this console logs anymore. Refresh it. Bob and John. Start. We also have to remove this pop-up after the sound or audio is finished display, or when the user clicks outside this winner box. For example, here or here or here. So set timeout again. We will call a function toggle when programmatically. After 10 seconds, and we will stop again. Stop name and concatenate it with a string. The name is the winner. This, and this. So we have to create these functions as well. Function twin programmatically. If the class name of the win pop-up includes display, then it means that it is still on the window, so we have to remove it. Class name dot includes display when pop-up dot class list dot remove display. It is put the start and stop next to each other. Function stop. Notification element dot inner HTML. TXT. If you have the TXT, we display that. Otherwise, we say game stopped. And we call another function remove turn animation. So we have to remove the animation for the turn. Set the boxes to empty and P1 boxes to empty and P2 boxes to empty. Game boxes not for each box dot remove event listener. You have to remove it so that nothing's happen when user clicks on the game. And handle game. You also toggle the event. Function remove turn. call it, for example, animation document dot query selector dot turn if animation dot class list dot remove turn function toggle events start button document dot get element by id start game Ctrl C Ctrl V stop game start button dot class list dot toggle no events. The same thing for stop button. Now I have to create this style. Go to CSS again dot no events. Pointer events none. Cursor not allowed. And opacity 0.3. And by default we gave this style to stop. No events. Now you see no events. It does not do anything. Stop the game if all objects are taken. Toggle events. Go to HTML and add this on click stop. Start, stop, game stopped. Now it does not do anything. Start again. It is clear and ready to play. And a player 2 is the winner. It got removed automatically after 10 seconds. When pop-up dot add event listener, click function event if event dot target is the same as when pop-up, we toggle the winner. Toggle the winner. It also requires the name. Because we toggle this, we have to do here the opposite. If it is turn 1, we give the player 2 name, otherwise player 1 name. Then you click on this pop-up, and if the target is the pop-up element itself or the parent element, then remove it. So let's try it. Start, stop it, refresh it. Let's give a real name. For example, Khalil and Raja. Start. Now you see Raja is the winner. Click outside, it gets removed. Now we are done about the game. It is time to handle the menu. We will add the menu, we will create an about page and a canvas moving ball animation. I really hope that you enjoyed watching this video so far. So go to index.html, open here a side element, a side with the class side menu, div element, class side menu container, div element, side menu header HDR with image element, logo.png, the alt text, company logo, in my case Akianu's company logo, and div element in the ID, close menu btn, x as a content, create a function here, function toggle menu, save it, and on click toggle menu, we call this function. Another div with the class side menu items, so index.html is tic-tac-toe game, canvas HTML is canvas, www.youtube.com/@codingakianus is link to my YouTube channel, https://akianus.com is my website, and then the link of my GitHub account, https://github.com/coding-akianus is GitHub, and then finally the about page. Div with the menu footer FTR, copy logo or copy icon, Akianus, version 1.0.1. Save it and go to the style.css. menu bta, border left 20 pixels. Refresh. Now it looks like this. Now here you see the alt text because the image is not available. Here you also see 404, file not found. That is this logo. Now we have the logo. Refresh it. It looks like this, huge. Side menu, background 0885, position fixed, top 0, width 0, transition width 2 seconds, height 100%, overflow header. Site menu.open. We set the width to 100%. Let us give it the open now. The image looks huge. Let us take care of the image. To the side menu, HDR, image, width 100 pixels. Border left 10 pixels and border top 10 pixels. Save it and let us see. Now it looks like this. Side menu container. This will make it look fantastic. So background 00088. 088 is the same as 008888. So when you have two pairs of the same value, you can use just one of them. So from 201, from 281, from 281. Color if width 50%. Height inherit. White space no wrap. Side menu items. Padding top 15 pixels, right 10 pixels, bottom 20 pixels, and left 15 pixels. Display flags and flags direction column. And the side menu items, all the links, border top 20 pixels, and on the top of the page we give all links text decoration none, color white. So refresh it. Now it looks like this. back to the site menu. So site menu HDR, display flags, justify content, space between. And for the close menu btn, width 20 pixels, height 20 pixels, border radius 50%, background yellow, color white, font size 15 pixels, text align center, padding 5 pixels, border top 20 pixels, and border right 20 pixels. And menu FTR for the menu footer, position thickest, font size 12 pixels, text align center, width by default 0, overflow hidden, and when the site menu is open, site menu dot open, we give the menu FTR with inherit. This should have a position thickest, bottom 20 pixels to bring this text here. Refresh it. Now it looks like this. Now the buttons does not work, nothing works. You have to make a function for that. There must be also a function here, toggle menu. So on click, toggle menu, import the script src share, script const menu wrapper document dot query selector dot site menu wrapper dot on click, we run an anonymous function here. If even the target is the menu wrapper dot class list dot remove open function toggle menu wrapper dot class list dot toggle open. Save it. Now it has the class open. It is remove it, save it, click, it opens with a nice animation. When you click here, it closes with a beautiful animation, or if you click on the close button, it also closes with a beautiful animation. Fantastic. Now let us work on the about page. It is completely empty. So about page, generate some basic stuff using the exclamation mark, enter, import your CSS, style. In my case it is akianus.com, the page title. We copy some stuff from here, so Ctrl C, the page header, and of course the site menu. Ctrl C, and the share descriptors. Ctrl C, save it, refresh the page. We have the menu, but we must change the text. This takes us from TikTok to about akianus.com, and here page, about page, div class flex1 with an image src / images abt -001 -1 .png, company showcase. Go to the assets folder, create here a new folder, images, and add the images that you use in your project here. Voila, very nice. Now we have the images folder. Go to style.css, not about emg, width 90%, height auto, border 1 pixel, solid, and this 0888, and border radius 15 pixels. Very nice. Back to the about page. Here are the paragraph, for example, and tell about your company or about your project. For example, Akianus is a private software company. Akianus creates and publishes mobile apps, online tools, web apps, and video courses and tutorials on YouTube. Copy this and paste, change it to abt-00 CSS GIF, and the alt text, for example, software development, and H3, what videos do we share on YouTube? Open an unordered list. Airline. So answering the question, computer hardware and software. Teaching web development. Teaching software development. AI and robots. Teaching programming languages. Teaching databases. I will share many video courses about databases, SQL databases, teaching UI design, and teaching how to use smart devices. Also, teaching cloud technologies such as Microsoft Azure or Amazon Web Services, and of course, much more. Copy this again, Ctrl C, paste this image, change it to 05. Now this animation, another H3 for saying thank you for your trust in our company. My nose is a little bit close because I am a little bit sick. 0012 about Akianos, and finally a paragraph with a class txtc and my20. Of course, you have to create a class for txtc. txtc text align center. Very nice. So this was about the about page. Have to tick up to about. Now let us work on the canvas. Select everything, Ctrl C, open the canvas, Ctrl V, change the page title to moving ball, change the H1 to canvas animation. Remove this stuff from this page, remove this as well. So canvas with the ID my canvas div dot select s1 div dot start btn, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, stop btn. So this is all what we have to do about the HTML. For handling the canvas, we are going to do it inside the HTML itself. So open the script element, get the canvas, document .get element by ID, my canvas, corners the context, ctx, canvas dot get context, (2D) corners start btn document dot query selector div dot start Ctrl C, Ctrl V, stop button, canvas dot width 250, canvas dot height 470, let x the x position of the ball by default, or the start position of the ball, canvas dot width divided by 2 and y, canvas dot height divided by 2 to make it appear at the center of the canvas. Canvas margin top and bottom 20 pixels, right and left auto, display block and background by default kinda green 127629. Very nice. Now it looks like this. Back to the canvas, let dx by default 1, let dy dx and dy are values to change the position of the ball. Const ball radius by default let's say 23 and animation ID so that we can start and stop it. So function create circle or ball, you can name it whatever you want. So to draw a circle, use ctx begin path to start drawing, and then ctx dot arc to actually draw x, y, the radius 0. Because it is a circle, we use math.py times 2, ctx dot fill style For now, a white ball or a white circle, ctx call the field method and close it. ctx dot close path. We call this function on page load. Save it and load. Here is our ball at the center of the canvas. And we have to create another function to change the position of the circle. Change position. ctx dot clear it. We have to clear the canvas. Canvas dot width, canvas dot height, and we create the circle again. If x plus the value that we add to the x is greater than canvas dot width minus ball radius, or if x plus dx is less than the ball radius, we set the dx to minus dx to make it come back, to make it not go out of the canvas. If it reaches the left side or the right side, we change it to minus so that it comes back to the center. And we do the same thing for the top and bottom. If y plus dy is greater than canvas dot height minus ball radius, or if y plus dy is less than ball radius, dy we set it to minus dy, to a negative number, so that its value gets decreased and decreased. X set it to x plus dx and y set it to y plus dy. And here we have to set also the animation ID. The animation ID we get it from request animation frame. And we pass here the function change position, and for the start and stop, start button dot on click run the change position function, and for the stop button dot on click we run a function, an anonymous function. We cancel the animation, cancel animation frame with the animation ID, so it stops the animation. So this is all about the canvas animation. And now you see some kind of unexpected behavior. Refresh it, start. Now it starts slow. It depends on this dx and dy value. If you get it, for example, 4, it will move faster. Stop it. Let us make it 2. Refresh it. Start. Now the unexpected behavior is that when you keep clicking on start, it increases the dx or dy value. And it some kinda stores the animation ID or the animation itself somewhere, so that when you keep clicking on stop, it decreases its speed and it finally stops. And this is your homework to find out what causes this behavior. Voila, it stopped. When you find out the answer, please let us know in the comments under this video. Probably we will get many interesting different answers from different people, and it will be very helpful for most junior developers. Your comment will help many other people, those who just started with coding and programming, especially with something that contains some kind of mathematics, because not everyone is very good at mathematics. Tic-tac-toe game. Let us click on YouTube. This is how my YouTube channel looks like for now. Hopefully it changes in the future. Sometimes in the community I post some very interesting questions, polls, some very interesting things about mathematics and programming. And my website, this is how my website looks like for now. If you want to have the source code, come to my website akianus.com, then come to the menu. Here you have the source code. If everything is on my website, the link will be under source code directed content. If it is on GitHub, it will be under the source code GitHub links. Beautiful. Now we are done with coding. Let us open Android Studio. Close this stuff, close it, open Android Studio. Click on your project name. When your project is fully loaded and is ready, click on Run. Now let's change the player's name. The first name, for example, Khalil. The second one, for example, Jamila. Start here, Jamila here, Khalil here, Jamila here, Khalil here, Jamila here, Khalil here, Jamila here, and Khalil here. So Khalil is the winner. Let us check the links. Open the menu, canvas, start, stop, about page, Very nice. Back to tic-tac-toe game. It is working as expected with a little bit difference, and the difference is the timeout. The X is here kind of purple, but in the UI it shows it black. So it is the difference between your actual browser. Let me show you. So start. This is X in the browser, and this is X in web view. Here we give 10 seconds, but it acts like kinda 7 to 8 seconds. So we can change it to 12 seconds. Run it again. Probably you wonder why I stop the application when it is open, and I do that because it runs some other processes and services, and those extra services and processes are actually not necessary. Once the application is installed in your emulator device, then you can stop the services and processes from here and open it again manually. So let us play again. X. This time it was okay. So we start again. Let's test it again. This time making a player 2 the winner. Player 2 is now the winner. If you click outside, it closes immediately. Again, Khalil and Jamila. Jamila is now the winner. Congratulations. And it closed automatically.
When you build mobile apps, there are things that you must take care of before publishing or releasing your app, such as handling links, internal and external links. For example, do you want to open YouTube links in your application with the YouTube application itself or on the external browser? The same thing about Instagram links, Facebook links, and any other links. We can control and handle all of this very specifically. Also, how to take advantage of or how to use native APIs, how to take advantage of the underlying hardware, just camera, microphone, storage, and hundreds other sensors, and not to forget sending push notifications. And when you build applications using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, it is important to know how to use Java or Kotlin with JavaScript, or using JavaScript inside Java and Kotlin, how to call Java functions inside JavaScript, or vice versa. You don't have to worry about anything. You can learn all of this in my other course. The link is in the description. Another important thing is, if you want to publish your application on Play Store so that people can install and use, I have already a video course where you learn everything step by step, because publishing the applications is kinda complicated. But don't worry, I have made it 10 times easier for you. The link is also in the description. Now I really hope that you learned a lot from this video course and you enjoyed watching so far. I have published and shared many courses, tutorials, tips, tricks, hacks that can help you with your career, with your studies, with your projects, and with your everyday life. Make sure to watch them as well to boost your knowledge. Take care and have beautiful times.